Each one of these things has their different levels of discomfort for us. And there is nobody here who couldn't grow in these areas. This isn't just a message for new believers. There's seasoned believers. I've been praying a lot in my whole life, but there's more that I could grow in prayer. I've been reading my Bible a lot, but I know my heart behind when my alarm goes off and I rub the sleep out of my eyes and I grab my Bible app and I start reading, like, there's more that I could get out of that time. I know it. There's more that I could get out of my relationships here in the church. There's more that I could give of myself to it. There's growth to be had. And I think the thing that limits us is this pursuit of comfort. But comfort is really overrated. You know, there's only been about 100 billion people who've ever lived on the planet, and it's only been in the last 100 years that anybody had ever experienced a hot shower. Comfort's overrated. In the 1700s, average life expectancy was 36 years old. You're looking at a man knocking on death's door if I was living in the 1700s. Comfort is overrated. I know people who are 36 who are just now considering having children. We are blessed. We are blessed with access to information like never before, access to Scripture like never before, access to the time and the money and the time to enjoy comfortable things like never before in the history of the world. And what are we going to do with it? Because as we've found, comfort isn't always healthy. If you spend your life in pursuit of comfort and happiness, it will not make you healthy. It's like working out. Working out hurts. Working out takes time. Working out is inconvenient. But we all know that the longer we want to live, the more we're going to have to work out during our life, right? Comfort is not guaranteed, and it is not dependable. But a life with Jesus is. God's love is guaranteed and dependable for those who belong to Him. And they offer us a sure hope. One of the verses that I have not been able to get out of my head is Isaiah 40, verse 31. And if you want to turn to that, then you are more than welcome to do so. And I hope that you've got there are a couple different translations of the Bible represented in the room, because there's a word that we're going to hone in here for a little bit. Isaiah 40, verse 31 says, "But this is in NIV, those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They'll soar on the wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not grow faint." So in the NIV, those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. That word is hope. In the New Living Translation, it's trust. Those who trust in the Lord will renew their strength. In the ESV, it's the word wait. Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. So what is it? Because I want to be somebody who has my strength renewed. I want to be somebody who is pursuing God in the deep end, and I need His energy behind me in order to motivate me to good things, right? And so, which one is it? Is it hope? Is it love? Is it trust? Or is it wait? And the truth of the matter is that it's all three. That word is really interesting. It's called quavah, which is fun to say. And I'm no Hebrew scholar, but I have the internet. And there's this thing called a Strong's Concordance, which is really, really helpful to use for those of us who need it. And the word quavah means to wait. It means to trust. It means to hope. It means to look patiently for something. It means to wait for something. But it also means to gather. It means to gather together, as if it's a word picture, as if to take these separate strands and twist them together like a rope. And so the word picture is the waiting and the hoping and the friction of the tension between cords that are bound together. So those who bind themselves to the Lord will renew their strength. Those who are gathered together by the Lord will renew their strength. I want to be in the deep end where he's going to lash himself to me so that when I run, I won't grow weary. So when I walk, I won't grow faint. So that I'll do things that I couldn't do on my own. Rise up on the wing like eagles. I want to be lashed together. And this really has very little to do with the rest of the sermon, but it's so cool because as I was studying this, I was like, that's Matthew 23:37. Jesus is looking at Jerusalem and he says, how I would have loved to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, yet you were not willing. How I'd love to gather together. Are you kidding me? Jesus is saying, I want to be the fulfillment of your hope. I long to be the one who gathers you together, who binds you to me. He is the one thing that you have waited for. The band can come on up. He is the one thing that you have hoped for. He is the one thing that you have longed for all of your life. And whether you're in the shallows or in the deep end, he wants to be the one who binds himself to you. And sometimes we refuse to let him do it because it's uncomfortable, because there's tension, because there's friction,